So if you've ever played a competitive sport, you'll know that most of what makes up your performance in a game is mental. At the level you're at right now, if you're in a league or something, everyone else is probably around the same level as you. Of course, there are some people who are really good, some people who are a little worse. But let's use basketball as an example. If you have the fundamentals down, you know how to shoot decently, and you can handle the ball okay, most or pretty much 99% of your performance, because you're not going to suddenly increase it, like your skill within like the 20 minutes you're playing a game. Most of your performance is mental, 99% I would say. And I experienced that firsthand. So I play pickup games sometimes at the courts here at my college, and basically every time I'm the smallest person on the court. Just everyone's like, "Oh, short Asian kid, he probably sucks," and that gets to me sometimes, especially when I haven't played in a while. Like I remember I played a couple days ago, and I was having these negative thoughts about that. Maybe I do just suck and am worse at everyone here, even though I've been playing basketball since I was like 6, 7 years old. And I got the ball, and I literally just forgot how to dribble because I was having all those negative thoughts. Like I was dribbling like how you would expect a 5-year-old to dribble, and I was like, "Whoa, what is wrong with me?" And then the people picked up on that. They're like, "Oh, this guy can't dribble." So then they all just start like coming at me, thinking that I suck, and they're just trying to be aggressive, just smack the ball away. Yeah, I didn't do very well that game, and I was confused. I was like, why is it that, like, I know I'm good at the game, but when it comes to actually showing off that, or showing like performances, not showing, but like performing in game, I turn into someone who has barely touched a basketball before. And I've realized that it's all mental. Like a couple games after that, I was just kind of pissed off. So I entered another game after that, and I was just like, you know what? I don't even like care anymore. I just kind of turned my brain off as like, all right, I know I have the skills. Like, let's just see what happens. And suddenly, like, I could dribble again, and then I was doing really well. And then I faked this guy out, and I scored a layup, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm actually good at the game. And then after that, I kind of entered like a zone, like the zone. Like every time I shot the ball, I knew for a fact it was going in, and I scored like, pretty much all of the points for the team, the pickup team. Like every time I shot the three, I was like, I know this is going in, and it went in. And it's such a stark contrast. Like people who were watching me that first game, like thinking, oh my god, he can't even dribble, and now wait, he makes every single shot. And I didn't improve suddenly. It was like 30 minutes apart. What changed was my mental state. I went from a state of anxiety, like desperation, thinking that everyone else is doubting me and saying like, oh, like I should prove them wrong, to one of just, you know what, I'm just gonna play the game. I know I'm good at the game. Like if I make some mistakes, which I did in that game, but they were overshadowed by everything else that I did, and I just accepted that and kind of turned my brain off. And that's when the skills really kick in. You enter the zone. So maybe you don't play basketball, but I want to ask you, what are some things that you do in your life? Maybe it's sports, maybe it's, I don't know, work or talking to people. Some things that you feel are lacking and that you have a kind of negative mentality towards when you perform those tasks or actions or play those games. Think of that, and just next time, try to take some weight off your shoulders. Because if you have a little bit of confidence that you can probably like complete this, let's say it's talking to people, you can have them thought in your mind like that, oh, I'm a socially awkward person. But when you're with your friends, like, no one's really socially awkward. There probably some people are, with, I don't know, something going on up there, but Like, when you're with your friends, you're normal. But when you're with random people, you suddenly turn into some weirdo. And you didn't change as a person. Like, that could have been 10 minutes apart, you're laughing with your friends, and then suddenly you're thrust into a new environment, like, with a bunch of random people. You didn't change as a person. All that changed was your thoughts, your mentality towards, like, how you think you act in those types of situations. So, analyze that for yourself. It's not something I can tell you, like, alright, this is the secret, and it just unlocks the zone in your brain, and you can just, and never have any negative thoughts again. Like, it's something that you need to analyze for yourself and go through, like, why am I feeling this way? What is it that makes me, anxious about being in this situation? And really just try to, pinpoint that down and try to slowly force yourself to be a bit more open. I think that's a good practice to do. But yeah. If you want to speak with me one-on-one, go click the top link in the description. Yeah. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for listening.